You're live. Look at that. Degen Digest.
Hey, you made it, bro. The most technical difficulty show you've seen in some time. We're back, DJ Digest, and right on cue, we lose Shopsy. Down goes Shopsy. This is phenomenal. This is phenomenal. Right on cue. But what's up, man? Degen Digest, we're live. Zihai, you're the only one running the YouTube, so you're gonna have to make sure you see. Shout out any viewers that pop in. Make sure you're writing or you're calling out any questions that pop up.
Yeah,
we got me. I'm in the house.
Right
we
on.
Got Zihai. He's in the house. We got Beau from Market Elites. Woo! He's in the house.
Let's go.
I don't know. I mean, I know we haven't got to chat too much, but I'm a real firecracker, a real live wire. So if I get a little excited, a little animated, nothing to be worried about. It's just just in my personality.
I'm all for it, brother. First and foremost, pleasure to be here. A lot of respect for you guys. I have known Zihai for a minute, since like 2022 or something. It's kind of crazy. We've known each other for a while. We've worked together in the past. A creative genius he is. So as soon as he reached out and asked me to be on with you guys, it was a no-brainer. I had to get on here. So the pleasure's all mine, guys. Happy to be here.
Yeah, we appreciate you being here. I'm pretty much the only one with a stable Wi-Fi. My bags, I bought Solana early, so I'm the only one that can afford the high throughput there. But hopefully my other there we go. Here we go. We got some other guys coming here. Zihai, man, Beau was just singing your praises about your creative genius and how long he's known you. So any backstory there? How'd you guys meet?
What do you say, Beau? I mean, I think he knew us from Neo Tokyo News and saw the good work we were doing as they were getting started with Steady Stack. They invited myself and Bad Future over there to help get a little Steady Stack news going. So we collaborated over there for a while. Somehow, after some months, I can't say I was feeling the vibe. I had a little bit of feelings that things weren't cruising quite the direction I wanted to go over there. So I kind of backed out of that a bit, even though I really respected Beau and everything he was doing and many other people in that community, because, I mean, there's a huge overlap from the Neo Tokyo crew. So a lot of talent over there in the community. But there were some promises made even to us that I could see weren't held right away. And so basically it was good because it got me to sell a nice Titan right at the top. And then stayed in touch with Beau, and tried to help him out as much as I could with our busy schedules. And I'm really stoked to have him on Degen Digest here and a chance to get his insights into the market. Find out a little bit about his experience, and what lessons he's learned through this whole Steady Stack debacle, we could say, and also hear about what he's up to with his next steps. So looking forward to this conversation, I must say.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, me and like Zihai was saying, we've had a lot of collab and crossover in the past. He's right. Yeah, we connected through Neo Tokyo. I was a day one minted citizen, so I watched the whole process build out, right? Like before the Neo Tokyo News even existed, and watched the product and watched Zihai build that out with the rest of the team and how incredible it was. So yeah, the situation is unfortunate because, Zihai is the man. And the respect, unfortunately, was not there on something that could have been really special over with the other project. But, everything happens for a reason. Happy to be here today. Happy we were able to maintain our connection. And, yeah, nothing but respect for Zihai. As soon as he asked me to be on here we are. I'll make it happen.
Look at Zihai, the godfather of it all, People don't realize. Much respect to Z. And if you didn't know, Zihai, drop your Twitter in the chat because we're trying to get Zihai over 3K. He's been in 3K Twitter follower hell for a while, fam. We're trying to get him over him. All right, man. We appreciate you being here, Beau. Shamsi, my boy in the building. You know, I'm always bringing the energy. Shamsi brings the TA, and Zihai brings the vibe. So we're good to go. If you guys want to find out what's going down in the markets, make sure you're dropping some love in the chat. But what should we get right to? What's the first topics? Where are we jumping off from? Shamsi, I know you're going to run a little point on here. Zihai, you run point. You guys let me know, and I'll just hop in with some spicy takes.
We switch it up this time, man.
Yeah, I'm thinking we should get into some market overviews here before we get into too much more of, any spicy rubbish. So you want to start that off there, Shamsi?
Yeah, why not? I don't have a whole lot to show you guys today, so it's not going to be the long, lovely monologues that you're used to. Some very simple, actionable alpha from my end, and then you can make of it what you will. So say hello if you can see my screen. All right, so market is in a state of euphoria, which to certain extent is what we like. AI coins are showing some great setups, but for me, Bitcoin still is at range highs. And as a mean reversion trader, I'm waiting for this to revert back to the mean. So, sorry. So until we get some sort of a low volume grind upward, at 71.5K. I actually have a position open right now. Stops are pretty far out, and I'm aiming for, again, range lows as being my ultimate target. But these lows look quite vulnerable. So, yeah, that's probably how I'm going to be playing this position. The one good thing that I like to see is that Ethereum has finally decided that it is wanting to join in on this whole bull market vibe, and kind of now is forming a bit of a rounded bottom, and it's finally playing out to the upside. So for Ethereum, I really just want to see 4,200 get claimed, because this weekly order block here rejected us once, and we were down, what's it, like 20, 29, 30%. So I really want to see this break out from, again, a breakout momentum perspective. And that's where, if you're a momentum trader, these are great positions for you to enter longs on coins like AVAX or coins like Solana that often, in my observation, have a very slight lag. And Solana, it's the same old story. I'm just waiting for this weekly order block right here, just around 200 to get broken out. And I think these all-time highs are nowhere near where we're going to stop. But until then, until Bitcoin overcomes this little area of resistance that I believe it needs to, I'm short position, man. And I know that's not the popular opinion, but I'm not a popular opinion trader. I like to trade against the grain, AGTG, against the grain trading. And I think that's ATGT, whatever. And it works fine for me, because all my counter trading, counter bias, emotional triggers are based on not doing what everybody else is doing. If everybody's bullish, I don't want to be bullish, because I want to beat the market with some sort of an emotional edge. So yeah, that's me. One of the coins that is doing amazing that we called here on Degen Digest, I just want to shout out, is Bread. So a lot of you know, we called Bread live, I believe, just around 200 million or something on the show. I called Bread at about 50. I sold some bags here on this little mishap, but the bulk, I sold, I believe, 80%. I've still got 20% that I'm riding up, over $1 billion market cap, and this looks primed to run up. So if Bitcoin does indeed break up, then if you're invested in Bread, all hell's about to break loose. And I'm more keen on hearing what's happening on the Solana side in terms of meme coins, because yeah, Bread is the nice, cool meme on base, but we have a whole plethora of shit assery on Solana. So I want to call up our resident expert on Solana meme coins and hear from him what's actually happening, unless you guys have anything on the charts that you want to ask around.
We can keep it moving. Slide over to a little bit of the Sol ecosystem. I mean, the majors, the majors on Sol are doing decently. When I say majors, of course, you guys know I'm talking about major memes, baby. That double M, no peanuts. The majors are doing pretty decently as far as like the memes go over there. But I am kind of I'm getting a little skeptical. Let's see if I can pull this up here. Let's pull up some what we got, some meme majors. Boom boom. And I'm all about these monthly time frames. Look at this on the monthly. Absolutely ridiculous. We go down to a weekly. Looks like we're about to break out, put in new highs. And on a daily, this could be a good spot to try to maybe get long. You have a clear invalidation at all those zeros 3, you can cut. If you want to be super risky, all those zeros 2, 4. But I think memes are going to send. I think memes are absolutely going to send. Whiff has been doing amazing as well. There was a lot of like short people that wanted to short Whiff. And I know one of the biggest, what's his name? I forget his Twitter account, but he was really screaming about shorting Whiff. And I think he did, short this little pullback here, right at the end of May. But we're getting that bounce now. And I believe Whiff is going to take out this most local high and put in a new high. So I like to look at my charts without the wicks. I feel like I get a little bit cleaner price action and understanding what's going on. So some people don't, some people do. That's why they look like this. But if you look at Whiff on a monthly, we had the most major pullback, put in the bottom, and I think we're going to keep grinding up. Obviously, with not as much data here, who knows what really happens. But I'm long bonk, I'm long Whiff, but I think the one that is going to maybe outperform in the short term is my guy Miro here, the good boy. I posted on Twitter right here when we put in this bottom. I said I think this could be a good spot to long Miro, and I think that trade on 10x leverage, I was a little bit of a degen, but that trade would be up about 50% already, maybe a little bit more than that. From there, I am still waiting on my Palau ID, so we're having trouble. 10x leverage, 120%, something like that. So it's been good moves. I'm just waiting for some of these lower cap memes to really take off. So Shamsi, I saw you said, do you think Whiff narrative is as strong? I mean, I think Whiff is the people's champ. I think Bonk is the major one that people know about. That comes in, the normies probably know about Bonk first, especially because Bonk's marketing. They're going to like EDC. They're going to a lot of like millennial style events and trying to let people know about Bonk. They also actually build products, which I think is pretty cool. While obviously Whiff is just, it's with a hat. So, hey, do with that what you will. So keep thoughts there, kind of go either way. So that's what I'm watching out for on Sol. I'm still got my Sad Hamster. I actually pulled up Sad Hamster today, and it was down like 6% compared to the rest of my meme market. So you don't love to see that when you see a bunch of the other memes doing well. But that's where I'm at right now in some meme majors. So I don't know. Yeah. I think, we got the TradFi God on. We got the TradFi GCR on the stream. So I think we might have to be talking, some more of my my option plays. I got to figure out what delta and theta mean still. So who knows?
Yeah, man, let's get Greek with it. I'm itching to hear from Beau. Z, I think it's time, man. Give us a thumbs up. Let's get this thing started. All right, Beau. Wagwan.
I've been just spreading the word to the various channels here, getting more people to join us here, and we are paying attention to the comments. So definitely, if there's things you want to hear of from Beau, from Bob Woodya, from Shamsi, if you want some therapy from me, just drop it in there. We'll do our best. But yeah, we're moving over to Beau. Let's see what you got for us.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Really cool. First off, I just want to show some love to Shamsi and Bob Woodya. I love the analysis. I didn't know you guys were getting down like that. I love it. The crypto breakdown is awesome. I need to get on Bob Woodya's level with the memes. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Beau. I have been trading stocks and specifically options in the stock market for over 11 years. 6 of those full time. Have done over 7 figures, 3 years out of those 6 full-time ones. So yeah, I will not sit here and pretend to be as keen or as privy as Shamsi and Bob Woodya. I love the expertise that those guys have. I will say though, I gave a little bit of analysis on Bitcoin today in the Market Elite server, but the only thing is, when I trade crypto, I'm always looking at leaps or looking like a year out. I don't do a whole lot of short-term trading on crypto, primarily because stocks are just my bread and butter. So I can do long-term analysis on crypto, but I don't do any kind of short-term trading. So anytime I hear any shorts on Bitcoin, you're scaring me off a little bit, Shamsi, but I'm just kidding. I love the analysis. I think you're spot on. It's really cool. I gotta learn a little bit of your style too. I like the style that you bring. But I posted in my channel today in Market Elites, I was telling everyone how on the daily chart, we're getting a little bit of a bull flag forming. Specifically on the daily chart. This again, I'm a stock market trader, so when I'm looking at crypto, I even still analyze and look at things that are happening in the stock market and how that may affect the crypto markets. Because a lot of times, even though you might not think they correlate, there's a lot of crossover. So in the stock market next week, we have CPI numbers coming out, and I posted some analysis on that. I don't know how in-depth you guys want me to get on that kind of stuff. I'll bore you guys to sleep with like my CPI number forecast.
No, I would love that. So like on my YouTube back in like 2022 when crypto was like down only, right? Everybody was trying to figure out the macro to figure out, what is TLT doing? Is it, what's going to be happening here? Rates going up, rates going down. So any details you want to give on that, feel more than fine. If you want to drop, the link to your Discord or a link to your Twitter or anything like that, I'll make sure I throw it in the chat as well, because I was actually I need to get in that Discord. I mean, to be honest, like I'm itching over here. I don't know how we get in there. I'm actually just hit follow on Market Elites, so make sure you guys are following Market Elites if you are not currently. I just dropped that in the chat. But yeah, man, feel free to talk about CPI. Like, ELI5. Explain like I'm 5, right? ELI5. So, just make sure, you're breaking it down for us, because us, like I said, I don't even know what delta and theta is. I'm just like, hey, the chart looks good. Let's long. And for anybody listening out there, here is also the Discord and as well as Market Elites. Make sure you're following our guy, Beau. But go ahead, bro.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to maybe I'll share my screen real quick with you guys so that let me see. I should have tested this. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. No worries. And I mean, I know you got the hidden secrets to the market. So, if you can't share, it's okay. But, oh, there we go. There we go.
You guys can see that? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, here's what I was talking about. I posted in here about the Bitcoin daily chart. And again, I correlate everything over to stocks. So I'm posting Bitcoin and what I'm seeing here, but I'm correlating it over to tickers like Coinbase for reference, right? In the stock market. But before that, even like I was saying and talking about the CPI forecast, and maybe this is some alpha for you guys and how that might impact Bitcoin and the crypto markets in general, because we have CPI that comes out June 12th. So next week, right? My current estimate is 3.4%, which is in line with the market expectation. So I don't think that we're going to see anything out of what we expect. However, a buddy of mine is a Wall Street fund manager, and I texted him this morning, and I'll post the screenshot here in my channel for you guys if you want to see it. But he was saying he actually estimates 3.45% and potentially even getting rounded up to 3.5%, which puts us in a little bit of a trickier reading. And I even said, in my opinion, gasoline was a big inflation factor in the last reading. So May 2024, the gasoline was plus 1.6% year over year, which can be a problem. Here's the text. I copied it over. I'll delete this, but I'll show it here for the stream. So I texted him, I said, for the CPI 612 reading, I'm currently estimating 3.4% in line with the market expectations. Wonder what is your estimate? He said I'm at 3.45. So if they round up, the market gets killed. 3.14.613 could be higher, straight up 3.5% is possible. And I said, geez, 3.5%, we are screwed. That would not be good for the market. So I'm going to take that off just because I don't want to share private text, but I wanted to show you guys. But yeah, so that's something big to keep in mind. If that CPI forecast comes out next week and we do see a number around 3.5%, a lot of times we have seen crossover where that can play a big factor and really impact things like the crypto market. So that is where something like Shamsi saying a potential short here in the near future, with that lining up like something with a negative CPI forecast, I mean, that could be a perfect storm. Again, I don't trade crypto short term. All of my trades on crypto are leaps, anticipating Bitcoin to hit 100K. I'm a Bitcoin maxi, so you'll never get me to take a short position. But, yeah, so keep an eye on that CPI estimate. I think that's something that is important that a lot of the crypto space doesn't really pay attention to. I'm sure there's not a whole lot of crossover there. Typically, people think of them as two individualized markets, one being crypto, one being stocks. But I think people would be surprised how much crossover there can be, specifically on events like CPI that move both a lot. So
yeah, especially when we're trading these like high risk assets, right? Like we're so far out on the risk curve. If we do get one of those readings that aren't too favorable, well, guess where that risky money is probably going? Away from those risky assets, I would think. Is there a case to be made that maybe it comes in under 3.4 or at expectations, or any thoughts? Like, obviously, if it's over expectations, probably really bad for the market. Shamsi's TA along with your fundamental analysis there. But any thoughts on if we do get the expected number or maybe slightly lower? Because I mean, I don't know if you guys have been watching lately. There's been a lot of funniness, a lot of fudging the numbers going on, right? All of a sudden, groceries don't matter. Oh, gasoline, it's actually not that big of a deal. Any thoughts there?
Okay, hold on. Sorry, I was getting texts. Apparently, I was leaking some alpha by sharing my screen there that people are not supposed to see. So, sorry. Thank you, Havo, for texting me. So your question was what in correlation to gasoline, you said?
No, I was just basically saying, we've seen the government kind of start fudging some numbers and playing around with some things. So in case, there is the tinfoil hat conspiracy theory that they're kind of playing around with these numbers to make seem a little bit more positive than they are, and we get a reading that's like either at expectation or maybe slightly below, any thoughts there on like what that does to the market? Because right now, obviously the sentiment has been so high. I mean, I don't know if how much you're on crypto Twitter, but a sleuth like me is nonstop on there. And honestly, everyone over there is, it's a lot of cheering going on.
Yeah, that's where it gets tricky, right? Because it's like, okay, I'm hearing from some people 3.5% on CPI, but if it comes in at expectation, what does that look like? With Bitcoin primed, even things like the general market SPY have been doing pretty well. If you zoom out, like we are at all-time highs on SPY right now. Currently, I just pulled up the chart. We are at all-time highs on SPY currently. If you guys don't know what SPY is, it's just a overview of the general stock market. So we're at all-time highs. Bitcoin is near all-time highs. Like you guys said, the sentiment is really high. So I think even if we get that neutral or expected CPI number, we're probably primed for up, like more upside, which is great. That's exciting. And that's where I'm very curious on what Woodja was saying. Those meme tickers are going to go crazy, right? Because we see things happen in cycles. So after that move that could potentially happen on the majors, the market, Bitcoin, ETH, etc., where does that money then flow into? That's where I need to get but Woodja in my DMs. I need you tagging me on those meme tickers, where to buy, when to buy. I need the alpha.
Hey, I'd be more than happy to. I'm actually trying to enter the grid right now, and I can't get in. So we're gonna have to connect after this. If you guys don't know, make sure you're checking out that Discord, see if you can enter the grid.
Yeah, it's actually a locked server. So the link that I sent you guys is special for the Neo Tokyo News right now for what we're doing. It is a locked server, so that's just for you guys that are here and listening. If anyone's not in, that link will only work for you guys. No one else is allowed in. It's a private server right now.
Make sure you're on Degen Digest. You know what I mean? You might
Hell
get
yeah.
a little bit of crumbs for the kids. I'm over here.
I do want to jump
Chomsky.
in and ask though, Beau. A lot of news around the election. How do you weigh in on that? What's your take on us heading into the elections? A lot of people are calling for rallies into the elections. What's the vibe there?
Yeah, I think that, like you said, the common sentiment is rally into the election. I'm not going to get too political and speak on like specific parties and whatnot, but I do think that it would be tough for them to not have the market be in a good position going into the election, right? Which is probably good for all of us as traders, right? Like the one thing that I like too is my buddy Havo, who's the one texting me. He's big into runes and ordinals. So the few memes that I do position myself in are actually some of those political tickers, Bowden, Trump, some of those Trump runes, right? That you can position yourself into. I'm way more into those than even like the meme trading, right? Runes is big for me. I like Bitcoin. Like I said, I'm a Bitcoin maxi, so runes, ordinals, that kind of stuff I'm heavy into. And so leading up to the election, more so I'm invested in those and specific rune tickers more than I am into positioning in the stock market. The stock market I trade day to day, and that'll be its own thing. But runes, I think, is the alpha for you guys if you're looking for tickers leading up to the election. Getting into those names now is probably a good choice.
Yeah, we had the homie Phoenix Down come on, and he was saying, Pups, Manko, Wanko, and Wizard. I think I added Wizard in there. We're all ones to be checking out, and then obviously, anyone that Beau's calling out. And I also saw that dog one going crazy. I mean, I don't know. I got to catch up. On what's going on over there. Zihai, what you got?
I was just checking in here. This is great to hear. We got Runes Alpha coming through again. Love hearing that. The chat is cracking me up already. I'm getting a little distracted by it. Apparently Shompsy's the one that needs the haircut. I thought I was gonna get riled on that one, but Shompsy, come on, bro. Let's get the bowl out. Let's do the bowl cut action. Come on.
Yeah, definitely shout out to so all the citizens in the building and non-citizens, Janix, Ben Gothard. I think I saw Metro in there, you know what I mean? Shout out. Builders keep building. All right, where are we at next, man? I feel like there might be an elephant in the room. I don't know when we want to get to it, but
Yeah, I think we should
There's a polar bear in the room.
There is. Back here.
All right, yeah, I want to get into this, man. Let's go.
Well,
now, ladies and gentlemen, the segment. Oh, sorry, Z. I stepped on you. Go ahead, brother.
You do it. Finish it up, man. Do it nice.
Well, I don't know. I've heard a lot about this. I heard a lot about that. So we went straight to the source. There is the elephant in the room we're talking about, because Beau is so steady with his stacks. It was only made sense that he had joined the steady stack crew. But as things have unraveled, we found that maybe things weren't happening quite as delightful as they've made it seem. So I'm trying to get educated here. Unfortunately, I got a little thrown off from this topic when I found out that, hey, it was supposed to be an algorithm that we're minting, and then the mint got changed, and then my mint window got missed, and I ended up not minting anything. So I was just kind of like, all right, whatever, like I'm out. So it's interesting to see how things have unfolded. I saw the price of Steady Stack, I think Titans it's called, go up to about 5 ETH, 3 ETH, 5 ETH, something, which, is a pretty penny nowadays. And then obviously, recent developments have unfolded that has led the price to go down. So I'm not really going to have much to say about this, but I'll get some spicy takes as we go. But Shompsy, Zihai, you guys explain maybe what happened. Ask Beau what happened. Maybe we can get a better understanding for everyone. If you guys have questions in the chat, I'll be monitoring the chat. Just let me know. Either tag me or just say, ask these questions, and I'll make sure they get asked. But go ahead, Shompsy.
Yeah, man. I'll be honest. I want to hear from Beau more, but from my personal experience, I would say, lucky enough to jump off before the initial mint even happened. I saw a lot of inconsistencies in their messaging. A lot of what they were doing was, I would say, elaborate marketing plays that were hollow internally and at the core. So that coupled with a lot of disagreements and certain events that happened with myself and one of the founders, I said, you know what, respectfully, let me back off. I would much rather lose on the money than, give into something that principally is not right to me. So that's all I have to say. Again, I must say, though, as much as I, go around saying, oh, told you guys, before any of that, a million times before any of that, that's just me shitposting and pulling a leg. I don't actually mean that, because I've been in a position where I've lost money to similar things. So I understand how hard it is. And for that reason, it's never nice to see people lose money in this space, especially people who are so closely tied to your communities. Neo Tokyo and SS were basically like, brother and sister companies, obviously not tied up, but you get what I'm saying. So that overlap and seeing so many of the people that I know getting hurt on that community, and just even people that I've been interacting on X, it's just never nice to see. So just want to say, if you've lost money, hope you make it back. But yeah, I want to hear from Beau. If Z, you don't want to jump in, what actually happened? I see Z's turning his mic on, so let me just ask the big man first. Wagwan.
Yeah, I'm totally fine for going over to Beau. I've given a little bit of my own take on Market Monday and whatnot. I think it's interesting. People have to really learn from these experiences, because we want the goods. We want to be involving our investments and our time into communities that have roots, have staying power, and have integrity. When you see things, it's a pretty common thing for, there was a lot of copying of Neo Tokyo. I don't think that was only Steady Stack, but they might have been the champion of like carbon copy of what was built in Neo Tokyo. That was one thing. And then, like, as you said, some of the selling tactics, that put up some red flags early on. The thing that always kept people there was the value being brought by people like Beau, you see. And that's why when this happened this last week, there was a significant shift. This was like the like an earthquake shattering what was left of that ecosystem. So really would like to hear from Beau, your experience throughout that whole time, and what you saw and what brought you to feeling like you had to move on.
Yeah. Loaded question. I want to preface and open by saying I was with Steady Stack for over 2 years, right? Like from its inception, I was there, right? And so watched build from the ground up all the way to, but Wood just said, at a 5 ETH floor price on Titans, and then all the way back down, right? And all the things in between. So again, we're talking about like a 2-year time frame. Unless we want this to be like a 4-hour live stream, you know what I mean? I will say, in the Market Elites Discord server, actually yesterday, we did a penthouse meeting where we went over everything. I shared screenshots. I shared meta sleuth of tracking of the pre-sale funds and where those went, showing the founders taking money that they claimed that they never did. Screenshots of how the founders talked about the community, like everything. So if you guys want a full breakdown, it's in the Market Elite server under the recordings. And I think you guys would enjoy that. I'm just going to give like a brief synopsis here as to be respectful of your time and Z High Shamsies, but Wood's time, because I don't want to hog the stage here. But, essentially, there were a lot of issues with Steady Stack, right? One of the biggest things was just the disrespect towards myself and other team members. Again, with this forum, I don't want to drop screenshots and share everything here and share my screen and whatnot. If you guys want to see all the screenshots and proof of what I'm about to say, like I said, it's in the recording. I dropped everything yesterday. It's there for you to see. People have been posting it all over Twitter too, all the screenshots that I posted. So I'm sure you guys have even seen some of them at this point too, because people are posting threads with those screenshots. But the disrespect towards myself and the team, again, it's like the whole concept of Steady Stack was meant to be the investment Illuminati, right? Which, as Z-High was saying, is kind of like a direct ripoff of Neo Tokyo and the gaming Illuminati, right? Like, yeah, Z-High's right. Everything that they did was like a direct copy and paste of Neo Tokyo. Yeah, so the whole concept was for it to be the investing Illuminati, and in turn for people to make as much money as possible, right? But That is not exactly what happened. It turned into the exact opposite, where the founders were using the community, who they referred to as profit centers, to make as much money off of and from the community as they possibly could, which is terrible, right? And I hate that that's even a thing. And I had spoken up about this. Other team members had spoken up about this as like, hey, why are we extractive? Why are we doing this? The focus should go back to the community. And I shared some screenshots of like the reception to these comments, and whenever we would speak up, how it was totally ignored. They raised somewhere around $10 million of funds between the Legends Mint, Titans Mint, equity, mining raise. They even raised money directly from Neo Tokyo. So some of you guys are even directly involved with this. They did an equity raise through SteadyStack. And so some of you guys even know exactly what I'm talking about of, how much have you guys gotten back from Neo Tokyo that invested in equity? So some of you guys even know and see it for yourselves. I don't even need to tell you. But imagine the community who also invested into crypto mining. They were promised 18 to 25% returns per month. The returns are 3%. It's 6 times lower than what was promised and advertised, which is the main reason and what spurred me into actually leaving SteadyStack. I had seen all the behind the scenes stuff, right? How he treated people, specifically speaking on RPH, how he treated people, how he spoke to the community, how he referred to community members. I saw all of that. But at the end of the day, my goal was just to provide as much value to people as I could. So should I have spoken up? Should I have said something? Probably sooner, right? But when mining came out and we saw, okay, you guys advertised 18 to 25%, you told me the same thing. You tried to get me to invest my money into mining, telling me these returns. And then it comes out and it's 3%. What am I supposed to do or think? How am I supposed to perceive you, right? Because you are just lying directly to me, which was a very common theme. The other common theme is team members then starting to leave. So mining was the first real big issue for me, where I started to prep the Market Elite server, anticipating like, okay, this isn't right. The things that are happening here is not okay. I need to start working on a server so that if I need to leave tomorrow, we can take the community somewhere where they're not going to get hit with these predatory fees. They're not going to be lied to, et cetera, et cetera. So I started prepping the Market Elite server. And I wish it got better from there, right? Like I wish the only aspect, or I wish the only issue was just that they had scammed people on mining, but it's not, right? Then we had team members start to depart. And in one of those team members departing came a bribe. So currently RPH is doing a seed round raise with different VCs for a token that they had planned to launch, raising millions of dollars. So while these issues started to bubble and these lies started to surface, one of the team members decided, hey, this isn't right. I can't stand for this. I'm leaving. RPH offered him double and triple his salary in 2 different offers to stay on the team, do no work, as long as he kept his team badge and didn't say anything publicly and nobody knew anything. So to stay silent up until he was done with raising for the seed round. And you guys can take a guess, where does that seed round money go? Right into his pocket. Do you guys think the VCs care at all about the community? Absolutely not, right? So that's where the moral dilemma started coming into for me, and where I was like, okay, now this is accelerated. I had started building out Market Elites. I started building out the idea, but now this is like moral issues are coming up. I need to leave now. And it gets worse. I was then sent an audio recording of one of the other founders, Zanshake, who, keep in mind, Zan and RPH had claimed they had never been paid from the Legends Mint money. They said they had never taken anything from Legends Mint. Then later they changed their story and said, well, we actually paid ourselves $100K each, but not till November, right? We took $100K, but not till November. Then I get sent an audio recording of Zan on a Zoom call on livewithzan.com from his link saying that not only did they spend $2 million on market making, so 1/3 of the money was gone instantly. The first choice that they made was to deceive the community and spend $2 million on market making the collection. They took $250K each for themselves 6 weeks after mint, and that there was only $500,000 left in those funds 6 weeks after mint. How is that even possible? Directly contradicting what they said to the community, lying and directly contradicting what I was told on personal phone calls. And so right then, I left. I was out. I let them know, hey, this isn't right. I'm leaving. And I, the next morning, went on live stream with the community, told them I was leaving. And Market Elites, even though it wasn't ready, right? Like it wasn't ready to go. Everything that I wanted to build out still is not done. It's still a work in progress. But I was like, hey, we're just going to launch it. We need to bring the community over here and tell them what's happening, because this is egregious. This is insane, and people need to know. And that's kind of the lead up to everything. I know that's a lot. I'm throwing a ton at you guys. And I want to say that is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm telling you guys like 2% of the information. If you guys want all of it with screenshots to back up what I'm saying, go watch the recording from yesterday. And in that recording where he says they paid themselves $250K each, I even then yesterday showed a Etherscan link of them paying themselves directly $500K into Zanshake.eth's wallet in March and April, which is not November, but rather directly after the mint, and $500,000, not $250K each. So, I mean, it's just, yeah, there's so much I could get into. Like I said, I'm going to keep it as brief as I can and not take up too much of your guys' time, but watch the recording if you want more, and with the screenshots. I would recommend everyone to do so. Don't just take my word for it. Go watch and see.
Wow. Woo. I kept the receipts, motherfucker. Hey, oh my goodness. Jeez.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah, we laugh, but this shit's serious, man. This is like it does get me to a point where it's like, I get a bit cynical of the space. Luckily, we have some good friends. We get some good friends, and we find some communities that we can trust and whatnot. But as we said the other day, I mean, who can you really trust? You got to trust yourself. You got to trust your own intuition. You got to trust the vibe. You got to trust your feelings. Like when you get this feeling, people just promising these great things. It's like snake oil salesman. This kind of thing. It's like, this doesn't work, man. Nothing comes for free. Nothing comes that easy. When people are going to say, oh, you just do this, we're going to whatever, melt faces or whatever shit. It's like, come on, man. Let's be real here. But you see how this is happening. It does happen in the whole crypto scene quite a bit. It's like that old John Lennon line, There's room at the top. They're telling you still, but first you must learn to smile as you kill. These folks all over. But I do appreciate that there's some people in the background that have that integrity to bring this forth. And we saw this happening over months. There was people that are contacting us in the Tokyo News, and people that were trying to post these things saying like, look, this is sketch city, and we're getting shut down. People are getting kicked out. People are getting like banned and all this just for trying to point out like, hey, this is looking pretty sketch. What did you think about that kind of behavior there?
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a literal cult, right? Like from RPH's words himself, he said he wanted it to be a cult, and that anyone who was not in line with that would be silenced, kicked, etc. It's like, and there's screenshots again. There's screenshots. People are sharing them on Twitter. I shared it.
Are there still people in this community right now?
Say that again?
I'm sorry. I started to jump in there, but are there still people in the community right now? Like, obviously they're, probably doing some crazy PR trying to save the situation. But do they still have an active community? Does anyone know?
There are still some people who support them, which is kind of insane. To be honest with you, they banned me from the server, so I can't actually see anything. The last thing that I saw was yesterday. The other founder, Zanshake, I can't actually even say the comment because of how vulgar it is, made fun of a sexual assault victim of a former team member. That screenshot's shared on Twitter. I can't even say the actual comment. I don't even know how he is being accepted in the space anymore. That was one of the most disgusting comments I've ever seen. He said it yesterday while I was having the penthouse meeting with our community, about someone that was up on stage, a former team member, brought up a prior sexual assault that person had told them about in confidence, in private. Yeah, it should be the first one right there. I think it's the first one attached to that J dude. Yeah, look at this. Absolutely insane. I don't even know how he's allowed in the space or how people are backing him at this point. They're deleting those comments from the server. They've been timing people out for a week. Anyone who speaks negatively, there's so many people who are timed out. There's the cult one. You can see the third line down. You know what I mean? Like, you can't make this stuff up. But yeah, people are still supporting them. I have no idea how. This screenshot that you guys are showing here is after mining, where people were asking for transparency about, well, wait, how are the rates what they are? He said the answer isn't new public transparent info. It's memes, ignore positive vibes. Like, some of the craziest comments that I've ever seen, to be honest with you guys. I don't know how they have supporters. I truly don't, especially after that comment yesterday.
Yeah, the cult vibes are real, man. That can be dangerous stuff, you know. I'm surprised they're not, you know, putting on their Nikes, and you know, you got to be careful what some people would be doing, you know, trying to jump on a comet that's going by or whatever, you know, drinking Kool-Aid, whatever. This stuff, you know, it gets pretty nuts, man. But this is what we got to look out for, right? This culty vibes. You know, sometimes some of us are starting to look at it and like, whoa, this one looks like he's got some culty vibes. Let's get in on it quick, you know. But that might be good for a flip, you know, if you're trying to play the horde. But come on, folks, you know, we want our listeners, people that are following along with us, to not be the horde, to not be the ones that just get sucked into these, you know, culty things. It's like we should be the ones that are like, have the inside knowledge, that are making the smart trades 5 steps ahead of the herd, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's why I super respect what you're doing, Beau, because like you said, I mean, maybe you saw a few things at first and you were like kind of questioning, like, like, you know, maybe it's kind of right on the line of like, you know, what's really my place here. But, you know, you kind of came to a point where like enough is enough and you had to say something. And I hope this encourages other people to kind of do the same, right? Because I feel like so often, especially, you know, when thinking back to the 2021 NFT run, like just how insane it was that if you question anybody, you're automatically shut down, right? It's just like you're supposed to be a community member with a voice. And a lot of people, like the reason I stayed with Neo Tokyo so long is because I felt like I could actually speak about things and then I could provide value back in some form or fashion, right? Maybe it's just showing someone how to use a different tool or whatever it may be, but the fact that you had that community there. So I see how it's easy for people that want to take advantage of that. And like, I feel like, you know, it's becoming more and more rare to find people with the positive intentions in the space. So yeah, just wanted to shout you out for that.
No, I appreciate you, brother. One thing I want to say too is I know I'm coming off as like a little bit negative here, but I promise you guys, I am not a dramatic person. I am not a negative person. This whole thing has been so draining for me, and I didn't even know, you know, if I'm going about things the right way. Would people respect me or not? Because keep in mind, the reason it's hard and the reason I think they still have some community is people are hard staked for 3 years. I think 80% of their Titans NFTs are hard staked for 3 years. So people cannot leave even if they wanted to. One of the things that I urged Zan and Hassan to do before I left SteadyStack was to unstake everybody, unstake the assets, let people who want to leave. Buy back their equity, buy back their mining, and unstake the assets. And I urge people in the community to go and fight for that, to fight for them to unstake. Let you leave. Why are they holding you hostage? You didn't know this information at the time that you staked. It's not fair to you. So, but again, I don't want to come across as negative or drama. What we are doing with Market Elites is the total opposite. The goal is to do the inverse of everything how SteadyStack had done it. Make the community as much money as possible, not line my pockets, not line anyone on the team's pockets. It's all for you guys, right? The server is completely free, no fees, nothing, right? Like I said, it's locked right now, but keep an eye on the Market Elite server. I sent out an invite, I think that's got 50 uses for anyone in the audience here who's not in. But we're going to be focused on just making money, providing back to the community, and taking the steps towards financial freedom. We're not going to be focused on negativity. We did the meeting yesterday and addressed it one time with the community, and that's it. We're moving from here. Even this live stream now will probably be the last time that I publicly speak on this, because I'm done with it. I'm done with the negativity. It's draining. I just want to get back to our roots of making people money, teaching people how to trade, and building a community that I think we have something like truly, truly special and can change a lot of lives, to be totally honest with you guys.
Yeah, this is
Hell
what we
yeah.
definitely want to get into that and hear a little bit more about what you are building. Just, some closing thoughts on this, being able to speak your mind and being able to have people give honest feedback. I think that's an important thing we need to look for in founders. Of course, people can get a little nasty. Things can get toxic sometime, and so there does need to be time where people are put in little timeouts or whatever, chill out. You don't want to bring the vibes down too bad, but I think we've shown that even as Neo Tokyo News, especially in the early days when we were doing the internal newsletter. We were always challenging the founders and giving very honest feedback and pushing for different issues or advocating for stuff for the community, even in harsh ways at times. And it actually was pretty effective. I mean, this is what we need, is a free voice of the people, free voice of the media. So I definitely think that's something to look out for in any kind of community or culture at large. Once there starts to be an attacks on media or attacks on people's voices like that, that is a danger. I do want to just because this whole thing was mentioned around the NT equity raise, which I believe was through SitCap or SitCap. It's their side program, right? Where they had a few times where they were just trying to help assist citizen projects. So these are separate from the main SitCap raises, where those are vetted quite extensively and oftentimes supported by Becker and Elio. They were trying these other projects to help citizen-led projects raise funds. A couple of those did not go so great, and that's SitCap X, right? A couple of them did well, even like Mint Defense and whatnot. Some of them are pretty solid. But that is something I know that SitCap has gotten tightened up on since then, because there was the NFA, not the arcade one, not fungible arcade. There was a Steady Stack one. Both of these got a little sketch. What do you think there, Beau? And that one is pretty much just gonzo, those who invested in that?
Well, I don't want to say that. To be honest with you, I don't know. I sure hope not. That's why I'm urging the community to speak up and do equity buybacks. I would love to see the Neo Tokyo community, whoever wants an equity buyback, to have their equity bought back, right? I think that would be fair, because same thing. People didn't know this when they bought in. They didn't know this when they bought the equity. So I urge citizens, if you guys participated in the equity raise with Steady Stack, ask for an equity buyback. They said they were willing to do an equity buyback. If you guys want your money back, go and push for it. Don't let them off the hook. Don't give up. I know that this is Web3, but this is very different. This is an equity raise. This is not an NFT that you purchase that they can just rug you on, right? Push back, fight for this. Don't just let them take your money and go, right? So, I would not say that money's gone. Do not go with that mindset. Get them to buy you back, put the pressure on them, and do not let them just slow rug your money away. I absolutely not. Don't let them do that to you guys.
All right, that's a great advice there. I do want to clarify, thanks to Metro in the chat, he's clarifying that SitCap X was NFA, SS, and Birthmark. The Mint Defense raise was not through SitCap X. That was one of their main investments. Actually, they had two raises through that. So I just wanted to clarify that, since I misspoke there. Thanks, Metro, for the live correction. Loving this chat here.
Yeah, man, I could get used to this. Just real quick, Z, I just want to jump in. Reading the comments in the chat, I just want to clarify one thing, guys. Z mentioned the fact that we need a little bit more of a free press atmosphere in crypto, because often when you're in cult-like atmospheres, any criticism is met with 50 other people that are then speaking in positivity regarding the cult. And this is not a hit piece. This is us giving a voice to another community member, like we've done with NFA, and we've invited them openly, like we've done with Opus Labs, like we've done with so many other projects on our Twitter Spaces, on all of our platforms, to the best of our ability. So if you take anything away from this, don't go home and think that this is a hit piece and blah, blah, blah. No, this is us giving a voice to the community, because I feel like we need more of that in this space. And I just wanted to point that out. But Jaman, Wagwan, I'm sensing there's a vibe shift happening, because we need to go and move on to better and more positive things. So take us there.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming on, Beau, and appreciate the fact that, like, you just call it like you see it, right? It's not you calling out negativity or you being negative. It's just when you speak the truth and these are the facts, it is what it is. So a little boom, boom, a little mellow out, a little reset the room. Definitely shout out Scalp. I see you in the building. Scalp, Radiant, Metro, Nikki, Steven, Manraw, Joseph. Is that Ivor? Don't get me lying. Ivor, Nikki. Yo, we really appreciate everyone joining and chatting and becoming part of the conversation. So we went through, our market outlooks. We went through the little elephant in the room, the drama. But the real reason why I wanted to speak with Beau is because I was able to sit in on some of those live streams. And now that you have something going on that you are actually going to be at the helm of, and clearly it seems to me that you're more about helping people, which, if anyone's been following me, that's what I'm literally all about. It's how I got started in crypto. So can we speak a little bit deeper on what is Market Elites? What does that entail? Is it going to be a mint? Is it going to be, just the server? Is it, how can we get involved? How can we help out? Like, pretty much, your 30-second elevator pitch, and maybe, a few questions about Market Elites if you're down for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to start by saying I'm not trying to sell you guys on anything. Market Elites is a free server, no fees. I'm not trying to sell you on anything. I feel uncomfortable even pitching or trying to be a salesman, because I'm not. As you guys said, I just keep things straight up how they are. So the concept behind Market Elites is to provide a community for people who are looking to either learn about trading or educate themselves or just make money, right? The name is Market Elites. So we don't just focus on stocks. I know that I said I'm a stock trader. We focus on all markets: crypto, runes, ordinals, stocks, across the board. We're going to introduce more things like reselling, IRL, arbitrage opportunities, right? Like any market that we can introduce for you guys that you guys want, we'll look to introduce it. We had a new crypto caller that started today that I think you guys are going to fall in love with more than me even. I think you guys are going to like him more than me. But that's the goal. The goal, like as simply put as possible, is to just make the community as much money as possible. We're doing a rollout, so I can't leak too much alpha in terms of like what does the end goal look like, because we're rolling things out in phases. The server is set up like a tower. It ties into our lore, like it's called the grid. So each section of utility has its own separate floor. So right now, everyone is called an intern in the grid, and their ID cards only have access to the second and third floor. So as we continue our rollout process, you guys will get access to more floors, with each floor containing more and more utility as we roll it out. But yeah, I'm not looking to take anything from you guys. We're not looking to generate. We're running this as a nonprofit. Every single person who's on the team is doing so because they care about the community, not because they're getting a crazy salary or anything like that. The whole goal is to give back to you guys as much as we can, right? In terms of what does that look like in the future, will I say that we'll never do any kind of raise? No, right? There is a future goal with Market Elites that we'll get to eventually, but we will do nothing that is predatory. Again, our whole motto and theme is no fees. So anything that we do where we do raise money, will be ensured that everything goes back and tailored for the community, right? We'll speak on that more later down the line. I can't give you guys too much sauce, but keep an eye on the Market Elites Twitter account. That's where the lore will continue. All of our posts will be lore based, and you guys will see the floors keep rolling out, interns upgrading and turning into elites, because that's what it's all about, is the progression, watching you guys become 1% better every single day. And right now, the goal is just to provide as much back to you guys as we can. So that's the concept and idea with Market Elites. And hopefully we can see a lot of you guys in there, because we have a pretty strong community. 2K, we got 2K users in 24 hours in the server, which was awesome. With a market right now that's like dead with anything related to NFTs, the support has been insane. So honestly, I just feel blessed and ready to provide as much as I can back to the community.
Bro, I'm literally sitting in my chair with that meme that's like, let me in, shaking the fence, because I keep hitting enter the grid and I'm getting interaction failed. So yeah, I try to add you as a friend. I try to add you as a friend. I try to DM you. You're like, you're impossible to reach. So I'm glad I'm on with you live. Hit me up, but would ya, on Discord so we can figure that out. So it looks like Metro said his question was answered. Luke, was your question answered? So Luke asked, what's in it for you, Beau? I think, like you said, right, you're trying to give back and create a community that, you know, feels like they can not only help others, but help themselves. And in the long run, find some type of monetization model if need be. But currently it's being run as a nonprofit. But did you have anything to clarify with that? Or
yeah,
on target?
What's in it for me, right, is like, I'm coming from a community that I've been with for 2 years. Like, I care a lot about that said community. I was not just going to abandon people. Again, the whole concept is to give back to people. That's what I've done since day one. So the goal right now is just to give back, give those people a place to go to where they're not getting predatory fees, where they're not being scammed, where they're not being lied to and taken advantage of. First, let's give you guys a home. Then we'll figure out how to make this like a sustainable business model and make it run as close to a nonprofit as we can, while sustainable in the long term, and you guys get as much benefit out of it as I can literally, possibly, humanly provide for you all. So honestly, what I get out of it is just the satisfaction for now of like giving you guys and providing for you all, not in an egotistical way whatsoever. But yeah, the goal is to make this like one of the biggest projects in Web3. We're going to tie in active utility. We're also going to be tying in a passive aspect where anyone who is an elite will be earning passive income just from being a member. So yeah, I think you guys are going to like it in the long term. And that's how we can tie in a more sustainable business model as well. So stay tuned, though. I can't give everything now. Let the rollout go, guys. I promise it'll all make sense. But I appreciate the questions as well.
Should we be dropping this link here?
You can, yeah. I sent that for But Would Ya too. Try that one if it works.
Okay. Hold on.
Are we
Sorry,
in?
guys. Hold on now. I gotta go first. I gotta get in here.
It's already in there, man. Should I drop it for the chat for a bit?
You can.
Yeah, I mean, I think he said there's like 50 invites. So the Discord is out there, guys. Make sure you're joining. Definitely get a part of this, and I'm sure any bugs would be, you know, fixed as we go on there. I'm super excited about this, Beau, because like I said, you know, for anybody that wasn't on at the beginning of the call, I just searched SteadyStack in my Discord, and it was like, how many times have I ever talked about SteadyStack? I had some messages from back in like 2022 that was basically saying like, I don't know about this, and it was really just me like in the messages, just like, I don't know, they switched a few things up, they didn't do what they said they were going to do, so it's not really a good time for the future. Obviously, it looked like I was wrong when I went to 5 ETH, but you know, all truth does come to the light. So I'm super excited, Beau, because as I said, again, I was really joining there to be into some of your streams, learn some things, and help out any way I could. So I plan on doing the same with Market Elites. Zihai Shamsi, I mean, I feel like we've hit all of our bases here. Anything you guys had or any other questions we should pop in here before we finish up with Beau? I feel like it's our longest stream we've had in a while.
I know, and you know, it's been great. It's been great getting Beau's insights, not only on the market, but also a lot of lessons there to learn on what to look for if you're in, you know, because often there's an old saying that when a fish is in the water, it doesn't know it's in the water, because when you're in it, you don't see it.
What?
Yeah, man. Z, go ahead. Walk on. Think I'm rugging here again.
You're back, man. You're back.
I'm back. Yeah, man. Go ahead.
This is what we deal with, folks. We're at opposite ends of the world, trying to bring you the goods. I'm loving it, man, because it's like one of the things I like about Degen Digest is chilling with these good friends, you know, and we get to do it live. We get like so many more friends get to join us and contribute. So I think this is going to have to be a regular thing. Any actionable alpha that either any of you want to drop, or do you think we've covered it all already? Anything that you think we should be looking at for this week, or think we're good, and then next week we'll try and go a little deeper?
I think to give a. Oh, go ahead, Beau. You go first.
I was just gonna say, I think this is the alpha. Degen Digest is the alpha. I'm gonna be honest with you. Shamzy, but would ya? Those are the alpha. I'm gonna be tuning in every single week to hear what these guys got to say. So I am grateful that you guys had me on. Grateful to be a part of this. I love what you guys are doing. The live streams are fun. I love getting to see the chat and the activity. This is awesome. So keep doing what you guys are doing. I appreciate you guys having me on. It's been a lot of fun, and you guys are crushing. This is going to turn into something big if you guys keep running it like this. So props to you guys, and shout out for even inviting and having me on here.
Oh, dude, don't make me blush, man. You know,
Yeah, man.
My skin's
Come
a little
on
darker.
now.
You can't see it, but I'm blushing under here. All right, and then for anybody in the chat, if you have any final questions, drop them. A quick recap of the stream. We basically jumped in, talked about what we thought was going to happen in the market. Shamsi said, "Watch out for the range highs. Looks like we're retesting them now." Beau said, "Watch out for CPI. If CPI comes in a little hot, that combined with those range highs, you know, might be looking towards the downside." But Beau never shorts Bitcoin because Beau knows. Z-High is always telling you to make sure you're taking some mental health breaks, you know, make sure you're out there, and the only person you can trust is you and your gut. So try to go with that. But Woodge is always saying, watch the memes. He thinks meme majors. Did I just refer to myself in third person? I didn't mean to do that. Watch the meme majors. I think Bonk, Whiff, and Miro all have a chance to run. You guys know I've been heavy in the Solana ecosystem, but we'll see how it plays out. If there's no other questions, Z-High, Shamsi, you know, what are we doing from here?
Yeah, man. I think
hit
Beau
that
also
gong, man.
mentioned runes too. We had a little rune shout out. That was cool. Beau, it was great to have you on. We definitely want to have you back again. So look out for that invite. We'll be watching the market elites with bated breath and seeing what value we can continue to gain from our interactions with you and your insights. And we do hope that everybody keeps tuning in here to Degen Digest and all the other Neo Tokyo News and the AMA and our team, our media team, everything we're putting out there, trying to bring the goods, spread the word, you know, interact, subscribe, and all that stuff. I'm gonna do some gong action here as you guys wrap it up.
It's time to take us home. Shout out to chat again. Nikki NFT had me bagging up, might be winning the best comments of the night. Shout out Joseph Corey, seen you in the chat a lot. Obviously, Crypto Thesis, Janix, Scalp, haven't met you yet, but can't wait to do it. Raptor, that's a funny comment. And everyone else in the stream, we appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Peace out. But then I realized Z-High's running the stream, so he has to hit end.
Yeah, Z's still busy banging the gongs,
End
man.
it with the bang. Oh, I hope you.
That's how we do it,
listen
folks.
loud.
Thanks for joining
Cut
us.
it.
We'll see you next time.
Cut that shit, Brev.
Stream is ended and